So once Bhagwan Vishnu and his favorite disciple, they were both chatting, and Narada asked Bhagwan Vishnu, "Sir, why there is so much of Dukha on this earth?" And Vishnu being Vishnu, he plays tricks. Why there is Dukha on earth? And in this entanglement of Vishnu Maya, they experience endless Dukha. So let me start from a story this evening. A story which when I heard never left me. A story that changed my life. This is a story from Upanishads. Once Bhagwan Vishnu, we all know Bhagwan Vishnu. Do we really know Bhagwan Vishnu? I asked a trick question. So once Bhagwan Vishnu and his favorite disciple, who is his favorite disciple? Narada. Narayan. So Narada, the famous, most closest disciple of Bhagwan Vishnu, they were both chatting, and Narada asked Bhagwan Vishnu, "Sir, why there is so much of Dukha on this earth? From the heaven when I look down and I see human beings, everybody is dukhi. Somebody is not able to get a son, he is dukhi. Somebody gets a son, he is dukhi. Somebody's son is not getting married, he is a dukhi. Somebody's son gets married, he is dukhi." I'm just using son as an example here. I know few sons here. So Narada asked Bhagwan, "Why everybody is dukhi on earth? What's the reason?" Narad smiles, and Bhagwan Vishnu smiles and tells Narad, let's go for a walk in the woods." So both of them go for a walk in the jungle, in the forest. They walk some bit, they enter into dense forest, and Vishnu being Vishnu, he plays tricks. So he tells Narad, "Narad, I'm very thirsty, I'm sitting under this tree, can you go get some water for me?" Narad says, "Yes, sir." So Vishnu Bhagwan sits under a tree, Narad goes to fetch some water. He looks here and there is no source of water, walks a little ahead to find some river, some lake like this, doesn't find anything, there is no water. Walks further, and there he sees a small house. Narad knocks on the door, on the wooden door of this house, and a beautiful girl opens the door. Narad looks at the girl, falls in love, and says, "My God, I have not seen anything this beautiful ever in my life. I want to get married to you." The girl says, "Well, in our family there is a tradition, I cannot say yes or no, it's my father who will decide. You may please speak to the father." Narad says, "So be it." So he enters into the house, meets the father, George. Father looks at Narad, says, "Look, you look from a good gharana. You're young, you're handsome, I'm happy to have you as my daughter's husband. But I have a condition. I've got this large estate, farm and animal and all kinds of things, and I'm alone. She's my only child. I can't, and I'm getting old, I can't take care of all of this. I want a son-in-law who can just take care of everything." Narad says, "So be it." So both of them get married. Narad starts to live there, starts to take care of the farm, animal, everything there. Time passes, in due course of time they get one son. In due course of time they get another son. In due course of time they get another son. So entire family is now living nicely. And then one day, a great flood comes to that area. Narad's wife, and all the three children. Because the flood water is rising, there's a huge tree. They just went up the tree, all five of them. Old man has already passed. They're just holding each other tight because of the flood situation. But then the flood water rises, and with one gush, the eldest son goes. They can't save him. Flood water rises a little bit. With a gush, the second son also goes. All three of them are crying because they've lost two sons. Now Narad, his wife, and this young son, they're really holding tight. But water is continuously rising, and with another gush, this third son also goes. Both husband and wife are really weeping, crying because they've lost three sons. And now Narad is holding his wife tight. With another gush of this water, Narad is not able to hold the wife. And wife is also not able to hold the grip anymore. She also goes. Now it's just Narad on the tree. The entire family is gone. He's hanging on that tree for a few days. And then after a few days, the flood water recedes. Narad comes down from the tree. It's been many days he's been on the tree. He's not eaten or drank anything in all these days. And his throat is parched, thirsty. He wants to drink water, and suddenly he wants to run to get water, and suddenly he remembers, oh my God, Bhagwan Vishnu had sent me because he was thirsty. His own thirst reminded me of the thirst of Bhagwan Vishnu, who had sent him to fetch water. He runs like a madman here and there. And finally, he reaches the same spot where Bhagwan Vishnu was sitting. And Vishnu says, Narad, itni der laga di tumne? Narad, what's the problem? You took so long. And Narad says, he's just not able to comprehend. He says, sir, how long it has been? Vishnu, like me, watches his watch, says, dude, it's been 1 hour. And Narad says, 1 hour? I have lived my entire life, the joys and sorrows of life, and I've lost all my family, all the cattle, all the khet khalian, everything is gone. And you say it's just 1 hour? Vishnu starts laughing. He says, Narad, do you now understand why there is Dukha on earth? Because everybody goes on earth for my work. I send them on my task, like I sent you on my task to fetch water. I send everybody for one task, for some task. But the moment they enter into the earth orbit, they forget that task and they start to get entangled in the Vishnu Maya that's there on earth. And in this entanglement of Vishnu Maya, they experience endless Dukha. Narad, that is the reason you will never find anybody on earth in Sukha, which is called Ananda. That day Narad understood what the core of the problem is. Do we understand the story? Oh Narad, what are you searching for here? Do you even remember the task for which you've been sent here? No. You're all trapped in Vishnu Maya. The beautiful girl that you saw, or the beautiful man that you saw. And instead of the task that you were sent for, you fell for that. Not fell for that man or woman, but for the Vishnu Maya. And in this Vishnu Maya, you try to chase Sukha in various forms, but all you get is the Dukha. Because on the front you see the Sukha, but inside it's like a sugar-coated pill. All your desires are like sugar-coated pills, all of them. From the outside they look very appealing, but inside of this sugar-coated pill is very bitter thing called Dukha inside. And I will prove it. I'm just not saying it as a philosophy. I'm not a philosophical person. I'm a very practical man. I will prove everything that I say. Sometimes by life experience, sometimes by science.